Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got two more Vinted parcels to show you. So let's jump into it. I had hoped I'd have three to show you. I'm pretty sure these are some more of my MC Beaton book hauls. There was three out for delivery, one with every and two with InPost. Sadly, InPost didn't have enough room, so they only delivered one. So there will be one more haul of MC Beaton books from Vinted that I know of on its way, and I still have the really big haul coming too, but let's try and get into these ones. These are packaged really well. I must admit I've had quite a bit of luck so far on Vinted. There was only one parcel that I've had that wasn't packaged great, and it was a set of books for Noah, my little boy. It was a set of the boxed set of the horrible history books because he's doing a lot of history at school, and sadly they just sent it in a black bin liner and the box was damaged in transit, which was disappointing, but it is what it is, isn't it? So this one is a set of, I think it's 9 Agatha Raisin books. They were all marked off as just good, so I know that they are some of the older books, and I also know I have got a few duplicates. So I'm making my pile of duplicate books over here so that I can just make a big book listing of all the duplicates that I've got. So some of these are the really old covers. This first one here is Agatha Raisin and the Day the Floods Came. This one is one I don't have currently. It is an old cover, I believe. So this one is One Drowned Bride is Unfortunate, but two of them. Abandoned by new husband James, Agatha Raisin hops on a plane to the South Pacific in the hope that an idyllic holiday will bring some consolation. There, she befriends a honeymooning couple, but tragically, the young bride is accidentally drowned. Returning home to the Cotswolds, Agatha finds herself involved in a strangely similar situation. A woman, dressed in a wedding gown, is found floating in the river. The police say suicide, but Agatha, spurred on by bitter reflections on the married state, sets out to prove them wrong. So that one is a new one. Then this next one, again, I believe this is one of the older covers. Absolutely fine. I'm not bothered what they look like. As long as they've got all the pages, that's all that matters. This one is Agatha Raisin and the Vicious Vet. I think this is the second book. I know for this particular bundle, I picked it up knowing that there was quite a few duplicates. I think there's 4 duplicates in here, but the 5 that aren't are quite early on in the series and I was struggling to find them. So I'm pretty sure this completed it to allow me to get to the point where I got like the first 13, so it was worth picking up for me. So, The Vicious Vet. Retired PR boss Agatha Raisin is enjoying life in her pretty Cotswold village of Carsley. It even seems likely that the attractive new vet, Paul Bladden, has taken a shine to her. But before romance can blossom, Paul is killed in an accident with Lord Pendlebury's horse. Only the circumstances are rather suspicious. So Agatha decides she must once more play amateur investigator, and this cloud has a silver lining. She can persuade her usually standoffish neighbour, James Lacey, to become her partner in the quest. As usual, Agatha is quite prepared to rush in, heedless of the lurking menace to both James and herself. So again, sounds really good. This is another non-duplicate out of this one. This is Agatha Raisin and the Potter Gardener. This is one of the, it's not the new style front cover, but I think it's sort of like in the middle. Agatha goes digging where she shouldn't. Agatha is taken aback when she finds a new woman ensconced in the affections of her attractive bachelor neighbour, James Lacey. The beautiful Mary Fortune is superior in every way, especially when it comes to gardening, and with Carsley's garden open day looming, Agatha feels that deficiency acutely. And when Mary is discovered murdered, buried upside down in a pot, Agatha seizes the moment and immediately starts yanking up village secrets by their roots and digging the dirt on the hapless victim. But Agatha has an awkward secret too. So again, really good. This one, Agatha Raisin and the Walkers of Denbley. That one is a duplicate, and I knew it was a duplicate. So I'm going to pop that one over there where my duplicate pile is. This next one isn't. This is Agatha Raisin and the Wellspring of Death. This is another new one for me. First a trickle, then a flood, murky waters in the charming Cotswolds. Next to Agatha's sleepy Cotswold village of Carsley lies Amcombe, the epitome of quiet rural charm. But when a new mineral water company appears on the scene, intent on tapping into the village spring, the parish council splits into two stubborn camps and tempers flare. When Agatha, who just happens to be handling the PR for the water company, finds the council chairman dead at the spring, tongues start wagging. Could a council member have polished off the chairman before he could cast the deciding vote? Poor Agatha, still nursing a bruised heart from one of her failed romantic flings, must get cracking to solve the case. So we have that one. This next one, this is a duplicate. I believe the other version of the Terrible Tourist that I have is in the newer style of covers. So I'm basically putting one of my duplicates in a pile, and then I'm going to go through the pile and decide which one I keep. So far, I have put my two hardbacks in the duplicate because I have now got a paperback version of them. And if I can complete the series in all paperback, I would prefer it. It doesn't bother me too much. Like, I do have other series where I've got some paperback, some hardback. But if I have got the paperback, I might as well keep it. And I think I'm going to do the same as well, is decide which of the covers I like and go from there over which one I keep. So this is Terrible Tourist. It is a duplicate, so it's going to go over here. The next one in my pile is the Curious Curate. I believe this is a new one. He partook of the wine too freely. Agatha is going through a man-hating phase, and so is unmoved by news of the captivating new curate. But when she meets the golden-haired, blue-eyed Tristan Dellen, she is swept off her feet, along with every other female in the village. She is positively ecstatic when he invites her to dine with him, but the next day Agatha is left with a hangover from hell, and his cold corpse suggests that, once again, she's in the frame for murder. Yeah, pretty sure that's a new one. I don't remember that one. And then I have another Wizard of Evesham. I don't know what it is about this book. This now makes me copy number 3. It must be a popular one. I'm hoping that means it's a good one. So that is, again, going into my duplicate pile. When I do come to resell these on Vinted, I won't put these two together. So I'll either list one of these individually, or I'll split my duplicates into two separate series, like two separate listings, so that people don't get the two the same. And then this is another duplicate. This is the Fairies of Frytham. So this, does this also make, no, yeah, this is just the single duplicate. So yeah, I've got this one. I'm definitely, I think, gonna put this one on my Vinted, because I'm pretty sure the other version of the Fairies of Frytham, as much as this matches a lot of my other covers, the other one has some foiling, is a really pretty cover. So I think I'm going to keep the other one. So that was my first haul, and then I have another box. These are MC Beaton, but if I remember rightly, this one has some other MC Beaton books in, not just Agatha Raisin. I think the parcel that hasn't arrived is some of the Hamish Macbeth books. So let me take a look. Again, these are well packaged. Again, these are secondhand, so I'm not expecting brand new books. They also weren't bad prices either, so I'm okay with that. So this first one is a new one. This is Agatha Raisin, Kissing Christmas Goodbye. Yuletide overindulgence of the deadly kind. During the dark grey days of early December, Agatha is obsessed by two things: the looming festivities and her ex, James Lacey. In order to drive the latter from her thoughts, Agatha concentrates on planning the perfect Christmas for her friends. Even the murder of a Mrs. Tamworthy, poisoned with hemlock, does little to distract her, and yet it should, as Mrs. Tamworthy had written to Agatha, telling her that one of her family wanted to see her dead before the year was out. So slightly guiltily and belatedly, Agatha sets out to solve the case before the 25th rolls around. So we have that one. Then this is another new one. This is Agatha Raisin, A Spoonful of Poison. A sticky situation for Agatha. Agatha decides to take time off running her detective agency, and so takes on a PR assignment instead, publicising a church fete in a neighbouring village. She brings out the crowds for the fete all right, but there's more going on than innocent village fun. Several of the offerings in the jam tasting booth turn out to be poisoned, and the festive entertainment becomes the scene of 2 murders. Along with her young assistant Tony, Agatha must lift the lid on the jam tampering, see to the safety of the church funds, and root out nasty secrets lurking in the village. Quite a tall order for someone who's taking a break from detecting. Lovely. Lovely. Can't wait to get out. I'm so excited to get into these. I'm trying to speed read through my other books so that I can get to them. This one I believe is another new one, so this is a very good haul. This is Agatha Raisin and the Perfect Paragon. Is she too good to be true? After being nearly killed by both the Hyde hitman and her former secretary, Agatha Raisin could use some low-key cases. So when Robert Smedley walks through the door of her detective agency, determined to prove that his wife is cheating on him, Raisin Investigations immediately offers up to help. Unfortunately for Agatha, Mabel Smedley appears to be the perfect wife. Young, pretty, and a regular volunteer at church. But just as Agatha is ready to give up, Smedley is poisoned with weed killer, leaving Mabel the prime suspect to inherit a fortune. With no one left to pay her, Agatha has to drop the investigation. That is, until her old friend Sir Charles Frayth turns up again to rekindle her curiosity in the case. Ooh, sounds good. And then, the last one, this one is a duplicate. This is The Witch of Wickeden. So yeah, another duplicate. So I'll put that in my duplicate pile. That's okay. And then the last 4 books in here. So this was an 8-book set. These are MC Beaton's. These are a different series, and I just saw them and I thought that they looked pretty good. Don't really know what they're about, but this is the Travelling Matchmaker series. I need to do a bit more investigating on these to see how many there is in this. This particular seller had 4 of them. So we've got Yvonne goes to York, Deborah goes to Dover, Beatrice goes to Brighton, and Belinda goes to Bath. I've no idea what order they're in or if there's any more books or anything in here. So if you've read these, let me know in the comments down below. Do I need to be looking out for more of them? So this first one, Yvonne goes to York, a damsel in distress and a confirmed bachelor, surely a match made in heaven. No coach journey is ever dull with Miss Hannah Pym on board, and this one proves to be no exception. Miss Pym meets the young and beautiful Miss Yvonne Grenier, who is fleeing the terror in France. Yvonne becomes quite frightened when a dangerous enemy also boards the stage to York, but luckily Miss Pym is on hand to propose a plan which will save Yvonne and throw her into the arms of the wealthy and unmatched Marquis of Ware. Sounds good. I thought they'd be quite good like palette cleansers. This one is Deborah Goes to Dover. In a most unusual horse race, a kiss is the prize. Destined for Dover, Miss Hannah Pym has her matchmaking work cut out for her when she encounters the pretty but boisterous Lady Deborah Weston. Encouraged by an unruly twin brother, golden-haired Lady Weston seems set on acting the tomboy, much to the dismay of her handsome neighbour, the Earl of Ashton. He challenges her to a horse race, and the outcome is certainly unexpected. But fortunately for the handsome green-eyed Earl, Miss Pym is on hand to make sure the gorgeous girl is introduced to some more feminine pursuits. So we've got that one. Then Beatrice Goes to Brighton. The Runaway Bride. The fashionable Miss Pym is off to Brighton, accompanied by Benjamin, her new footman. On the stagecoach, she is snubbed by Lady Beatrice Marsham, but Miss Pym quickly realises that Beatrice is not really snobbish at all, but very frightened. In fact, she's fleeing an arranged marriage. Miss Pym, who has a soft spot for romance, is determined to help Beatrice escape her intended, and then can't help but plot to find her a more suitable boo. So we've got that one. And then finally we've got Belinda Goes to Bath, Miss Pym and the Incident in the Snowstorm. No sooner does Miss Hannah Pym board her next stagecoach than she finds herself embroiled in the plight of Miss Belinda Earle, a sprighted heiress banished to Bath after swearing off the marriage market. When the coach founders near Badle Castle and the dashing Marquis of Fenton come to the rescue, Miss Pym decides to give fate a hand. Although the austere bachelor disdains romance, his furtive glances towards Belinda prove to Miss Pym that her expert matchmaking will soon turn this star-crossed couple into a heavenly match. I just thought that they sounded pretty good. I don't mind a quick little romance. Again, one thing I've noticed, a lot of her books are on the thinner side, which I quite enjoy. There's something that I can probably just fly through. So, I mean, most of these aren't even 200 pages, so they're pretty quick, hopefully. And that's those two. So I'm feeling pretty happy. We have the 4 traveling matchmaker books that I'm going to keep. And then between the other 2, we've managed to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 8 in the Agatha Raisin collection to be able to add to it. So I have started to put the ones that I'm keeping in order. So I'm going to add these ones to that as well and just see where we're looking. I can then work out how many more I need to get. I don't think there's many. I think when I looked, out of the 34 that there are 34, 35 in the series, I think I was only about 8 short. So pretty happy with that. And as I say, I'm sure it was something like the first 13 that I'd got in the series. So I'm going to keep looking out for the ones on Vinted. I'm getting to the point now where I might be better off buying them individually. But I am planning on going and looking around some charity shops to see if I can see any in there. So I'll let you know if I manage to pick anything up in there. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Let me know if you've read any of these. What do you think to the Agatha Raisin books? Are they good? Is there any other books by MC Beaton that I should be looking out for? Because yeah, they definitely seem like my type of books. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. It really does help my channel to grow. Have a wonderful rest of your day and happy reading.